The clang of the metal mailbox echoed in the bustling city. A lone, pale blue envelope rested amongst a sea of white business letters. Addressed in elegant cursive, it was a beacon of warmth in the cold concrete jungle. Miles away, the gentle sea breeze carried the scent of salt and sand as a similar envelope found its way to a quaint little cottage by the shore. This one, cream-coloured and slightly crumpled, held the weight of 1,000 unspoken words. These envelopes, seemingly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, were the threads that wove together two souls separated by a vast distance. They were tangible expressions of a love story that unfolded one handwritten letter at a time. A love story that defied the miles and found solace in shared hopes, dreams and vulnerabilities. Liam lived in a whirlwind of noise and activity. The city was his constant companion. Skyscrapers scraped the sky, their glass facades reflecting the relentless pace of life below. The air hummed with the sounds of traffic, sirens, and a million conversations happening all at once. He was a young architect, his days spent designing structures that would one day grace the city's skyline. Across the miles, nestled in a quiet coastal village, lived Emily. Her days were governed by the rhythm of the tides. The gentle roar of the ocean was the soundtrack to her life. Emily found solace in the tranquility of her surroundings. She was a writer, her words flowing onto the page as effortlessly as the waves lapped at the shore. Their lives were a study in contrasts, yet they found common ground in the most unexpected of places, the written word.
Your letter arrived today, a breath of fresh air amidst the city's clamor.
Liam wrote, his words etching themselves onto the pale blue paper. He went on to describe the chaos of his day, the pressure of deadlines, and the constant struggle for a moment of peace. He confessed his longing for a simpler life, a life where the only sound he'd wake up to was the gentle whisper of the waves.
The sea was particularly restless today, mirroring the turmoil in my own heart.
Emily, in her elegant cursive, poured her heart onto the cream-coloured pages. She confided in Liam about her fears and insecurities, the isolation she felt in her secluded world. She wrote of her dreams of experiencing the vibrant energy of the city, even if just for a day. Their letters were more than just words on paper. They were lifelines, offering solace and support in a world that often felt overwhelming. They shared their joys and sorrows, their hopes and fears, baring their souls to each other with an honesty they had never experienced before. Section 4. The silence between letters.
I found myself anxiously waiting for the mail every day. The anticipation was both exhilarating and terrifying. I would rush to the mailbox, my heart pounding in my chest, only to be met with disappointment if Emily's familiar handwriting wasn't there. Days would turn into an agonizing eternity when a letter didn't arrive on time.
Emily, too, experienced the same heart-wrenching anxiety. The days Liam's letters were late, the silence was deafening.
I would pace my little cottage, the rhythmic crash of the waves suddenly sounding ominous, my mind conjuring up 1,000 possibilities, each more dreadful than the last.
The fear that gripped them during these periods of silence was a testament to the depth of their bond. A bond forged in ink and paper, nurtured by shared vulnerabilities and sustained by unwavering faith. Section 5. A Ticket to Destiny. One day, a letter arrived in Emily's mailbox that was different from all the rest. Instead of the familiar cream-coloured envelope, there was a thicker, official-looking one. Her heart pounded as she tore it open, her fingers trembling slightly. Inside, nestled amongst a letter filled with Liam's usual warmth, lay a plane ticket.
In my letter, I finally confessed. I confessed my deep love for Emily, a love that had blossomed through our letters. I confessed my desire to finally meet her, to put a face to the words that had captured my heart. I had sent her a ticket to come visit me in the city.
Section 6. First glance, a moment frozen in time. The city greeted Emily with a symphony of sounds and a kaleidoscope of colours. She stood at the designated meeting spot, a small cafe Liam had described in his letters. She clutched her well-worn copy of Wuthering Heights, their shared favourite, a beacon of familiarity in the unfamiliar. Then she saw him, standing across the street, his eyes searching the crowd. Their eyes met. The world around them faded away. The city's cacophony was reduced to a gentle hum. The crowd became a blur. For a moment, time stood still. All that existed was the intensity of that first glance. Section 7. Epilogue. A love story unfolding. He was taller than she had imagined. His eyes, the same warm brown she'd pictured as she read his letters, held a mixture of nervousness and excitement. She walked towards him, each step filled with a lifetime's worth of anticipation.
What would happen next? Would our connection translate into the real world? Would our love story, so beautifully written in ink and paper, find its happy ending in the bustling heart of the city?
The answer, like their love story, was still unfolding, one precious moment at a time.